Previously on Danganronpa. Is it possible? All right, here's my bold prediction for the rest of this case. Hifumi, using one of the Justice Hammers, kills Taka, then injures himself just enough so that he bleeds. Or it could not even be his blood, it could be Taka's blood on his head, covering his glasses. And then later on, brings himself up to, like, he's not actually dead. Brings himself up to move everyone's body. He wipes off his glasses, moves his body up, yada yada yada, then just lays down. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's continue this trial, guys. Let's do it. Oh, actually, what was the last thing that was said? The contradiction is hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to then find no matter what. Okay. The contradictions. I've had more time to think about it. This could be a three-way join up, team up between Celeste, Kyoko, and Hifumi. Just a thought. This is the problem I have with, like, playing an episode at a time. Is I have all this time to think about all the stuff rather than just playing it straight through. Broken wristwatch, Monokuma file number 3, Yashiro's message. Yasuhiro. Yasuhiro. I don't know how to say Yasha.
Taka's death.
Hero's
I wonder
message.
if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes
I don't know
you
about
say
that.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The order of the Justice Hammers were used to commit the murders. Something about that is bothering me.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after? We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Oh, right, the broken
What
wristwatch.
makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
I don't know if I can.
It's true that Hifumi was
Oh, shit.
Killed with justice, while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious
I think broken
Taka
wristwatch
came
goes.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
Perhaps it was
We
after.
already know what order they were killed in.
Oh man. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Oops. No worries.
So,
I guess these are a little bit harder.
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died
It's either
before
Monokuma file
Hifumi,
number 3.
or perhaps it was after? We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
What the hell just
Hifumi
happened
was
there?
killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
I forgot about
So
that.
it's
Oh, I
obvious
forgot about
Taka
that.
came after.
Alright, so that's bothering him, so we can take the order in the hammers and then use that. But I think I have to then shoot
regarding
it back
Taka's
at that?
death, we already know what order they were killed in. Taka
There you
came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true
What?
that Hifumi
Okay, that
was
doesn't
killed
work.
with Justice Hammer 3.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I wonder if I could use
What
the
makes you say that?
temporary truth bullet
Because
from
of
this
the numbering
one.
of the Justice
Oh
Hammers.
no, fudge. Shoot, fudge.
So, Regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order Taka came last.
I forgot. I have to, like, you have to keep holding it down. So I want to use.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Can I use it? I don't think I can.
So,
yeah, I can.
Regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
No, there we go. Man, that was a little frustrating.
There's no reason
I forgot
to
you could do
assume
that.
that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. Yeah, it's the wristwatch. She was killed at 6 a.m. Hangman's Gambit. Oh, you already have a wrist. Oh, I guess I'm confused. Oh, I have to go in order. Sorry. We have to go in order. That's to say the T, right? Yeah!
Now I understand.
Wristwatch.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch.
We breezed through that one.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey you! How long are you gonna keep us waiting?
Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch.
It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Nope.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Did the hammer have blood on it?
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room.
He's not the mole, is he? Is Hifumi? I'm starting to think that Hifumi is like the mastermind of all this and planned the entire thing by himself. Still though, where was Kyoko?
At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
So we know of Hifumi like having some sort of disdain for like haphazard cosplayers from the time that we spent with him. He's like not really a big fan of it. He likes when people go like all out in the costume department. So it's possible he's like an excellent cosplayer. He loves 2D. It made this just like right up his alley. So he writes the note to have him meet Hiro at 1 a.m. Somehow, I don't know, drug. He seems kind of creepy. So maybe he has got like some sort of drug. This is where I was like, well, maybe Kyoko or Celeste play a role in that. And they kind of like staged the whole thing, but that would make sense if they staged the whole thing together. Anyway, I digress.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
The only reason I say Hifumi has to be in on this is that Hifumi got himself up and walked his ass upstairs into the repository because he didn't have blood on his glasses, so he had to have been able to see in order to get up there.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Yeah.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have gone far for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yes, Miles! Yes! You're no dummy.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
He what?
Perhaps
He
he was
talked to you.
simply playing dead.
That It isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible?
Alright, so we've got the white glasses, we got the fact that it was on the 3rd floor. Celeste's account. I put in room bloodstain.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Yeah.
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
But the body discovery announcement was only made once. That much I'm sure of.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No.
Your meaningless words tire me. Please stop wasting my time.
These are giving me a hard time.
Are you saying
last
that when
few.
we first found
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
No. Oh, I could put the bloodstain there. I'm trying to line up actually the time. Were there two? So he said there was.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And
I
you
have
know
to use
that
those
how?
things again.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
The rest of us.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Alright, I'm gonna use the.
Shoot!
I'm gonna use the. I know. Oh, we just failed. Whoopsies. Whoopsies.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Sure about that?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Ah, man, it didn't work.
What does that have to do with that? What I said? Or do you just not know what you're doing? Shoot! Indeed. Because like none of these would make sense.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh, wait. Okay. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
It is
Hifumi was
impossible.
dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
That I'm sure of.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
Oh man, I thought that was fit for sure.
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
The body discovery announcement was only made once, that much I'm sure of.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
I'm not gonna use it on
And
that
you know
first
that
one.
how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yes!
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
You said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when
Both bodies were rediscovered when Toko was found unconscious after Hifumi came back to life. Was both bodies rediscovered?
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
That would be Hifumi.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
So Hifumi actually killed Taka, and then somebody moved the bodies for some reason. Or he went to go move Taka's body, and then somebody killed Hifumi. Possibly.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom! That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing's pointless.
Why is it pointless, Celeste?
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone.
Make your argument. Hifumi's glasses. It's gonna be the big one.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was
That's what I
no
want.
notable difference.
No,
Boom.
it's wrong.
I should have let it go through, but... I should have, but...
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was
Hifumi's glasses.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
I just have like a simple
So
white
what
one.
you're saying is... what exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Why would anybody else wipe it off,
But
Celeste?
who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then,
I would.
if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood
Oh,
for
that's
emergencies.
right.
He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was...
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could
Hifumi.
only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
What? Till next time. Till next time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon. Stop by Premiere Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at 2 p.m. EDT right here for more Danganronpa content. Until next time, go forth the rest of your day, make it a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.